Audio Jungle.
All right, you guys set up and ready?
Audio Jungle.
3, 2, 1, go!
Audio Jungle.
Hello, welcome back. We're back for a consecutive week on Clash of Cronies. Thanks for joining. I'm Carter. I'm sure you've watched before, but I'm with the Wacom Experience Center, and we are a public space in Portland, Oregon, and we're a showroom and a creative workspace showcasing lots of the Wacom hardware, and typically we're open to the public for people to come down and try out giant Cintiqs and new Intuos products and all sorts of stuff, and we have all the cool programs that the kids are using these days, so it's a great time. For now we're closed, but in the meantime we're doing some fun stuff like this. So, doing some creative process videos and some behind the scenes stuff just to kind of stay engaged with the community. So, if you are here for the first time, welcome, and if you are a returning viewer, hello and thank you. What? Alright, I'm gonna go back to my scene here. So, I'm improving this scene currently. I was working with this kind of walking chicken thing for a while, and I did a rough version of it to just make sure what I had in mind worked for the animation, but this morning I was like, yeah, it'll be great. I'm gonna redraw the robot walking weird like raptor chicken thing, and then I'll start animating the fight. And I spent most of the time just doing this, so I'm gonna finish this up. Shouldn't take me too long, we'll see. But I just got really into like rendering this thing to make it look cool, because it's a pretty weird scene, so at least it has to look cool to be able to like sell it. Yeah, I'm going for metal. I'm getting away from bone, so exactly. It's the new Metal Gear Solid, Metal Desert Chicken. But yeah, let's see. I think I got into a pretty good rhythm with doing this edit. I'm keeping everything pretty much the same as far as like proportions go, because I already like kind of animated it, so that I'm kind of like re-skinning it, if you will. How's everyone doing it today? Opposite day. Oh my god, you're a nightmare. I'm gonna have a little talk with the team. After I've been meaning to just be like, can we change that or make it more expensive? You're a nightmare. Yeah. Yeah. You took the words right out of my mouth. So here's the thing. It is very hard for me to work left-handed. Not only because I'm right-handed, but because I have my laptop way over here with the keyboard, and then I have my Cintiq off to the side. So I'm literally reaching across my body to work, like with my arms crossed to be able to do the same things. So I'm going to leave that for Cintiq Showdown. But in the interest of doing anything and making this a fun stream to watch where I make progress, I'm going to swap that one down. I know. I'm not playing by the rules. But to be fair, I never agreed to the rules, so it is a lot of excuses, I know. But I desperately need to finish this animation. I haven't even got to the vote part of this yet. People haven't even voted on who they want to win. I do need that veto emote together. I also need an air horn. I was kind of thinking about doing that before the stream, but it doesn't really make sense for me to just be like air horning myself. Thanks for the anonymous cheer. I've seen that come up a couple of times. I don't really know what that means. I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory, but don't be anonymous. Join us. Oh, it was you. Nice. This stream may start off a little stale, I'll admit. I'm gonna make some chicken bones look like they're metal. But, you know, not every process video can be rendering some anime eyes or things that are immediately fun to watch. using my brush dynamics that I live for. So it's hard to see it, but those two little color swatches off on the very far left, just kind of like getting to use the full range between those two values just by pen pressure. It's my favorite discovery. It's kind of what brought me over from the dark world of Sketchbook Pro into the enlightened phase of my digital art career, which is Photoshop. I mean, I don't need to slander Autodesk Sketchbook, but I was having a great time with that program for a while, a couple years back. It's great. It's great at certain things. It does have like one really cool brush in there that I do still miss, and I wish, Kyle Webster made one like it. But I think just the fact that I use After Effects quite a bit, it's a little bit easier of a workflow, and I think that overall there's a little more kind of a robust quality to it. But I usually recommend Sketchbook to people who are starting out because it's free, so you can't beat that either. And it does have some, again, really cool tools. I do like the perspective tool in Sketchbook Pro quite a bit. It's like you could choose between 1 point, 2 point, and like radial perspective and stuff like that. And I've been able to like, kind of, it helps you just like, you basically just only are able to draw on those like perspective lines, and it can help you really like set up a scene. So that's pretty sweet. Yeah, exactly. All right, let me get this together. Trying to think about, so it's kind of like, this is again, I feel like something I brought up a couple times, but I don't know if I'm exactly achieving it, but I'm trying to sort of just brute force my way into understanding how like local color works with a certain color of lighting. So like this thing is kind of this like dark green, and then it's in this setting that's like very kind of sunset colors, kind of like orange, kind of coral lighting. And so trying to show those kind of like the light source on it, but still retaining like the local color. So I don't know, like I'm just kind of messing around with blending with like the brushes and trying to make it work. But it is a weird kind of color scheme. It's kind of just like, yeah, like complementary colors on top of each other, or like a little jarring always. People, I feel like I do a lot of like miniature painting, so I paint like Warhammer and War Machine stuff, and I see a lot of people who are asking advice on like Facebook or whatever forum, as far as like what is a good kind of color scheme for painting their models. And a lot of people, I think, have this idea that like complementary colors are just like good, like right out of the tube, basically. Like if you just paint your models like orange and blue, that like somehow that looks good. And I would say like yes, but you like the concept is there, but I think you have to I think like the best way is to like really desaturate one of them and then use the other one as like an accent. So like if you are doing blue orange as like your color scheme, do like some really like basically like gray blue almost, and then yeah, maybe have some kind of like punchy orange on top of it, and maybe it's like kind of a pastel orange, or like I don't know, you kind of just want to like finesse the two colors like in different ways. But I think just like navy blue and just tangerine orange on top of each other, it's just gonna look like a sports team or something. So in this case I am working with complementary colors, but they're like both desaturated in different directions, and one is like pastel-y and the other one is more like airing towards that gray. So they aren't like making your retina super excited, but yeah. Took a page out of Christopher's book and started putting my brushes up here. It's a good look. I like it. Christopher, if you're still there, I appreciate it. I know you probably just tuned in for the first 5 seconds to make it look like you were watching, and then you left. This is my test for Christopher. Not speaking from experience or anything. I feel like I've been streaming a lot. Been on. No, not. I guess yesterday we did Homework Club, and then day before was Cintiq Showdown. Doing this. I feel like a public figure. It's fine. I'm going to talk about Christopher while he's gone, but the fact that Christopher streams after work for his personal account, I'm just like, that's the difference between an extrovert and an introvert, I guess. I think I could stream after work if I maybe wasn't doing art, if I was doing like, I could stream like Magic the Gathering online or something. Alright, this one's looking weird, but whatever. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna do I've been kind of doing my some shadow stuff this way, where I lock the transparent pixels and then choose a color that's dark. Kind of turn the opacity down on the brush, and then change the mode to multiply. And then if you just kind of pass over stuff, it just works. Looks like a shadow. And then, oops. Hey Jess, how's it going? Just back at my weird chicken. I'm very much trying to avoid saying robot chicken, but there it is. Alright, that's as good as that's gonna get. Moving on. I like how that is what I drew for a foot. Big help. Big help to future Carter. Thanks, past Carter, to just draw that. And be like, yeah, I'll figure that out later. Big help. Big help. Yeah. Okay. This is looking a lot cooler, in my opinion. It's still very weird, but I'm into it. Oh god. Okay. Got some work to do. See if we can speed run this. I'm trying to keep those like shapes in mind that kind of match the skull, like those kind of shapes. So I'm just sort of trying to carry that throughout. Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited. It's definitely weird, but I think, yeah, a lot of the other stuff has been kind of like, I don't know how to say it, like a little generic feeling to me, and this one feels like kind of distinct from the rest, so. This one is the oil brush, trying to get kind of a blend between the green and the pink. Because again, it's a weird color combo, so I feel like I do have to kind of like blend them together a bit to kind of show the transition between the two colors, or else. All right. He's back. Christopher is back, everyone. Don't tell him what we said. I forgot already what I was talking about. Oh, I was saying that I stole your brush, your layout, your workspace layout, the brush panel. I was trying the color being how do you do that again? Color picker, can you just slot this in? No, I forgot. Window color, probably. Oh, okay, there it is. Yeah, I was trying this, and I was having a hard time with it. I like it, but it's like distracting for me. But to each their own. I do like it because it gives you more area, so you can, there's like, I think, more subtle color picks What else was I saying? Me too. But yeah, I think you get like, yeah, a little more subtlety with like the big area to choose color from. Alright, no, I don't want this here. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh yeah, that's probably smart. But you got a big Cintiq. I need all the area I can get. No, I mean the 16 is a good size, especially for having a laptop. I feel like if you don't really want a big work area and then a tiny laptop off to the side, I mean it could work, but you just probably have to buy a keyboard for it, so you're not like having to stretch. Yeah, my laptop and my Cintiq are like kind of the same size, so it works. Okay. Let me just do a quick highlight on the foot. And then moving on. Leg is done. Okay, let me do the shin. Even bunny slippers. No. I mean that is kind of how he walks. Those do look like slides. He just slips into some Under Armour slides and just walks through the desert for a little bit while two people fight in his brain. Of course. That was hopefully the most like non sequitur weirdest sentence that I could say for the rest of the stream. So got that out of my system. Yeah, I was actually, I didn't really register that year all your stuff was highlighted. Make sure I'm noticing what you're saying. Give him a little more of a calf here. Notice me. How many? It's 100 points. Was that like 10 minutes of watching? You know what I should do? You guys demand so much of me. Posture check. This is how I should be working. But I can't. What I should be doing to combat the opposite thing, the opposite day, left-handed thing, would be, since I'm just watching on my personal account for the comments, I could just opposite day with my own account, so then I would cancel it out. But how do I, let me see. Error claiming a bonus. Interesting. Oh, I don't know how to do that. Oh no, I still have the spine to do. I was gonna say, I think this is the last piece that I have to do. I did rework the background too. It looked worse before this. Still, I think the sky could use some help, but I won't worry about that right now. Okay. I'm going to use my slider brush. One of my faves. It has the brush kind of color dynamics just sort of built into it. Yeah, there are definitely times when I use my left hand, and it's usually like when I want weird marks or like shapes that look kind of haphazard or weird, just because it's my right hand is more trained to do the kind of refinement, but then left hand is just such a mess that I'm like, well, in this spot I want it to look crazy. Get some darks in here. Again, I'm trying to make this look metallic, and I don't definitely don't have like the best way to render metal necessarily, but the way I think about it is you kind of just have like your lights and your darks in very distinct like shapes. So it's like my shadows are going to be these kind of like triangle shapes, or you know, it's kind of like the lights and the darks don't really bleed into each other very much, so it's like versus like a very even kind of gradient necessarily, like I don't know. Also, I guess strong highlights just go a long way to make things look metallic. And in this case, I guess since the fact that it's the kind of the sky is like reflecting so much onto this green that it's, you know, reflective metallic. And just go in with some like, this brush is a little more opaque, so I'll just go in with that. Do some brights. You can even do some like kind of reflected light where you put a little, or like rim lighting, I guess. Just put a little bit in the darks, I suppose. Like you, yeah, just on the opposite edge of where the light source is, you just have a little bit of the reflected light. Definitely not a photorealistic kind of renderer, but these are just my quick tips. Alright. It's looking wild. Sure. All right. Last is this. And then we can go back to the animation. Probably have to redraw most of this. Oh my gosh. I've converted you. I got some chicken tinga in the slow cooker right now. Pretty stoked. It's just like some chicken breasts, some adobo sauce, and some chipotle peppers. It's very spicy. And then I throw in like tomato puree, and I like saute some onions and garlic and put some cumin and stuff like that. And it turns out real good. That actually reminds me, I forgot to put the bay leaf in. Damn it. Oh well. To be honest, I still don't know what flavor like a bay leaf brings to the table. Like, I don't know what that flavor is supposed to be, but so I've annoyed my partner before by saying that bay leaves don't actually add flavor, just as a way to be a troll, but I'm sure it does. Hello, Pedro Garcia. Thanks for joining. We're mid drawing this crazy automaton. It's almost done, and then we're gonna go back over into After Effects and hopefully get into some animation. See, things always take me 10 times longer than I think they are, so see how far we get. Metal Gear Bird. Hydrate. Fine. I am slightly dehydrated, actually. See if we can do this fast. Going to lock transparent pixels and get out this. It's kind of like a oil pastel brush that I've turned the color dynamics on. Some texture. Yeah, I like it. It when you press down hard, it gives you kind of like a smoother application, and then actually when you ease off of pressure, it gives you a little more of the texture. So it's kind of nice since you can actually like it's the pressure is doing so much work there, where it's just like the pressure is dictating the color, and it's also dictating like the quality of the mark. So like between, you know, like very just smooth application and then like the texture. So it's pretty crazy. Brazil? Is that what that means? All right. Need some more highlights. And then just do like this final kind of highlight, and then hopefully we're pretty much done with this thing. Again, this is only going to be in the animation for the opening scene, so shouldn't work on it that much, even though I have. Okay. Here's the rest of that. Okay. Let's hit save. Let me do something to the sky really quick. Just cause. Yeah, changing the sky color to actually make it a little more pink kind of ties it together. So I'm glad I'm doing this. Hello, Cartoon Katie, what's up? Forgot about the birds. How could you? Just kidding. It's forgettable. All right. I'm also tempted to make some clouds. But we do have some clouds in the After Effects file. I'm just going to roll with those in the interest of time. But yeah, this second pass has made this look much better, if I do say so myself. And yeah. Alright, so save this, make sure all the layers are turned on. File, save. My perfectionism is like, now I need to add pink highlights onto this skull, but I'm just not going to right now. What? Oh, for the for the redemption. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, based on my reaction from the Cintiq Showdown, it would be a bad time. It's always a bad time. Thank you. Let's go over into the After Effects file. It is going to walk. Right now it's walking very cheesily, but alright, so let's go over in After Effects. Let's close Photoshop. Save my computer from dying. Yeah, I did like a little kind of rough animatic of it last week, and so now I just went in and kind of repainted it, and so now it should update, and so that it's with my new version. I think the animation will need a little tweaking because I just kind of blocked it in pretty fast, but yeah, it's there. Yeah, so I was saying if someone opposite days me, then I'm just going to, since I'm watching the comments on my personal account, I'll just redeem my own opposite day, so then it reverts back to me being right-handed. Although I still don't know how to redeem stuff. So that doesn't actually work. But that would be my plan. I have 3,500 points. 3,500. I will run out at some point, yes. It doesn't feel like it's moved. Alright, let me just do it. Okay, there it is. I mean, I got points to throw around, so let me just make myself hydrate. Boom. I think so. I think there's a limit. I know, I just hydrated myself. I have to do it. Alright, so. Okay. Here's the animation. It looks like some things, I moved some things around, so it actually kind of destroyed the animation. Okay. Alright, it needs some tweaking. But yeah, the idea is it's just gonna show this thing walking through the desert, and then cloud passes in front, and then it ends up in the battle. Yeah, I was going for epic. It's not as epic as it could be at the moment, but all I really had to figure out was that this was going to function at all in the way I was thinking, so we're there. We're that far. Let me move some pieces around so it actually looks like it's assembled. All right. Why did you break, my friend? Oh. It's like the chest kind of broke too. Okay. Just gonna be like that for now. Oh. Okay, so now that everything is in the right spot, I'll kind of relink everything. Okay. Well, it looks like, well, it's fine. Yeah, that looks fine. Alright, so the other thing I want to do is, well, I'm going to have the wing, the legs and the chest are fine how they're moving. I just want to add a little subtlety to like the wing kind of rotating, so let's go keyframe, Just have it move forward a little bit. Going to add like a ease to it. I'm adding an expression to it so that it loops. Okay, and then I'm actually going to copy this. Kind of want, well, makes sense to have a second wing. It's kind of behind everything. Make this one a little smaller, I guess. Yeah. That's the Croton. It should. I know the soundtrack that I've been using for this series is fine, but I was experimenting with different stuff. So I tried like a metal soundtrack for the last animation I did, and it kind of like drowned out the other sound effects. I know that's just a matter of like adjusting the sound levels, but I don't know. It wasn't working for some reason. All right. Where did my little... had little like plumes of smoke. What the hell? Oh, there they are. This way it looks like it's heavy. I guess I should put these in the right spot. I do need to move these dunes. seeing the where that one cuts off. Bring it down. Sure. Also seeing where that mid-ground cuts off. Let's see. You'll just scale that up a little. It's fine. Oh, now he's on top of the dune. Whatever. I can mask it out later if I feel inclined. Alright, so the other thing that I want to fix is, oh yeah, let me do the spine really quick. This will bother me. Let's see if we can move this whole bird down a little. Right now it's bothering me that this shot doesn't really start with it behind the dunes, and that's kind of the point of the dunes. I'm gonna have to move all my dust clouds if I do that. Alright, it's fine. We'll do it. Alright, that's my solution. Just move the dunes up a tiny bit. Oh, After Effects. Okay, so I'm going to work on the spine a little. Let's do that. I'm going to use the puppet pin tool, which is a lot of fun. Sometimes it can be kind of cheesy, but I mean, we're already here, so it's already cheesy. Right, so go kind of just like add little points to the drawing. And it creates this distortion mesh kind of thing. Let's say like try to just do some subtle movements. It's easy to get carried away on this one. And then I'm just going to have to kind of keyframe the head to follow it. Since you can't really like parent, well actually I could try that. I think you can actually parent like the position of the skull to a specific point. Let's try it. First I'm going to add an easy ease to all those keyframes. F9, and then I'm going to go find the head layer. Position, and then let's try dragging the, let's see, let's find what puppet pin, okay, so the first one, so yeah, I'll try dragging the position pick whip down to the position of that pin. And yeah, it follows, so in kind of a weird way, but it works. It's a little exaggerated, but it's got the little like ostrich little head wobble now, or more more accurately the chicken little head movements into it. So, I think the last thing I want to do is just add a little rotation on the head. Just kind of subtle. Head has some movement now. Let's watch. Nice. Alright, I'm gonna refill my water real quick and then do a final push and try to actually get to the scene where the two fight. See if we can end there. Thank you, Christopher. I'll put it on the big screen. Be back in like 2 seconds. We're back. We are back. Let's play this one more time. See where we're at. One thing that's bothering me is the skull doesn't have the same highlights as the rest of the nasty bird body, so I'll have to do something about that on my own time. I think the clouds need to be more orange. Solve that pretty quick, I guess. Let's just do that. Effect, color correction, hue saturation. How's it going, Todd? Welcome. Glad you're here. All right, let's see here. No, you know what? Hue saturation is not the right effect. CC toner. This is a gem. Basically, you just get to choose the lights, the midtones, and the shadows. Oops. So it's kind of this like tritone effect. Alright. Whoa. I guess, okay, so I'll do midtones. Maybe just more like that. So I guess there's not really darks in this one, so that's pretty much it. Alright. Burning cheese hands. Now I think the clouds kind of match the environment a little more. Okay, the other thing I wanted to do before, I keep saying that. I mean, this whole thing is, okay, never mind. So I want, right now this scene doesn't look super convincing. Well, I also moved the chicken, so now it really doesn't. Okay, so let's make this scene. Let's make this transition work. I'm going to use the snapshot. Now, if memory serves, there it is, okay. So the snapshot is kind of useful because you can take a kind of a screen grab of whatever you're working on, and then if you press F5, it'll kind of show the reference. So I just kind of want to match like the general position of where this would end up. I'm glad people are having fun in the chat amongst themselves, because I'm kind of just in the tank over here about how to solve this. It's okay. I just need to find the layer that this is on. It is really hard to come back to an After Effects project after not touching it for a little bit, and then I don't know. Like, you can be as organized as possible, but there's always a lot going on, so it's hard to like reorient yourself. All right. Yeah, exactly. So the cloud, it needs to wipe the screen basically. Right now there's a little bit of a hiccup where this is popping in. Let me just that's an easy solve. Just go like that. The other thing I do want is I want it to feel like it's moving through, because there's kind of a jump in scale between this to this scene. I feel like it needs to feel like it's passing through like a few clouds. So I'm gonna also attempt that, so that it feels like you're zooming in kind of like a fair distance through the thick of the clouds before you get to this shot, if that makes sense. Yep, and there's a floating leg. Well, let's make that go away. Okay, so you are there. This needs to not appear until later. And then I think, let's go ahead and go, where is this? I need to actually name this cloud layer that's going in front. Okay. All caps, cloud, that the way I can find it. And then this, let's have this layer kind of, these two layers fade in. So we'll do an opacity keyframe. That will help that transition there. Let's take a look. Sorry, I ignored the chat for a second because I had to solve this for myself. Oh yeah. So yeah. Yeah, I mean the midground, background, foreground stuff, yeah, I feel like the way After Effects feels, it's like kind of like paper cutouts, like you just got your paper thin sort of foreground, midground, background, and that's you know, the kind of camera in After Effects helps create some of that depth. So thank you all for the encouraging words. All right, so I need to add some more clouds. That's the answer. This really shouldn't be that hard. I don't know why it's giving me trouble. Like, obviously, I mean, this is a transition. Like, I could just stop there, but I just want the transition to be better. So maybe I won't worry about that right now. So, cloud. All right, so I still think it needs work, but I actually like this, even though this doesn't, what I was, I guess, getting hung up on was I wanted the camera to feel like it was moving through Z space, like at a convincing rate where it would end up zoomed in, you know, where it needed to be. And by doing that, having like a bunch of kind of feeling like it was passing through a bunch of layers of clouds to be able to get to here. I think I can still do that, but I actually like this now, or it's kind of, once I mess with this opacity keyframe, but if it just kind of ends up on the other side of this cloud, I think that would work. And I'm getting really like hyper, like you know, kind of obsessive about this, but it's fine. All right, so let me move this. All right. Let's watch this. Okay, so let's actually just work on the camera work really quick. So let's go like from here and then have it just kind of zoom in dramatically. What does full resolution look like? Oh, I guess I forgot that these were like low res kind of stand-ins for my characters. But ouch, really? Is that full resolution? That's a problem. It doesn't look good. Maybe this battle is a little zoomed out. Yeah. This is where vector is better, kids. Especially with this like infinite zoom that I was trying to do. Even trying to cheat with this cloud wipe. And then I end up zooming in even further. I'm gonna have to do another cloud wipe. No, I don't know. We'll see. That is like not ideal. It's a little blurry. Yeah, I mean vector is cool, but I mean, there's no buts. Vector is king when it comes to stuff like this. But I definitely couldn't have painted this skull in vector without losing my sanity. So it's a trade-off. Yikes. Alright, well, let's see how this looks. Full screen it, because we're worth it. Okay, it's pre-rendering, so it's not at its best right now. Vector is life. There's so much that needs to happen for me to feel okay about publishing this. And this is just the establishing shot. But all the pieces are there. Yeah. I mean, if this was vector, it would look very differently. I respect people who work in it. It's great. It's not for everyone. I do enjoy it though. Some people like really hate it, but I have fun with like the shape-based mode of making. It just makes you think different. This I honestly might have to create like another skull that's like higher resolution. I don't know what's going on there. But yeah. Some stuff to be solved for sure. He's walking. Thanks, Todd. Yeah. I'm a little down on it right now. Because of the resolution being really blurry. Let me like I'll have to go back into that Photoshop file and like let me see here. Because this looks fine. So I think it's something to do with, obviously you could still like, if you really get in there, yeah, you can see some aliasing going on, but like this looks crisp. I just think I have to troubleshoot, and that's 1080 by 1080, which is what I'm working in. Maybe I just make a new comp or something. I don't know. To troubleshoot it. Oh, I feel like I haven't run into this before. Why? I think think what probably needs to happen is, all right, let me try this. Because I have it pre-comped right now. There it is. Yeah, it's giant. And it's not super blurry. I mean, the characters are, because they're kind of low-res versions of themselves. It's so weird. I think it has to do with the size of my pre-comp. Is the only thing I can really think of. Okay, but now I basically have to redo some of this. It's my Final Fantasy moment of victory now that it works. That was really nerdy. It's the nerdiest thing I've done all day. Carter's an Adobe Pro. That's the best. I'm glad I made a name for myself. I feel like it's in the clouds too much. Like this transition needs help desperately. I know I can get there. The main thing is I figured out what was making the resolution look like garbage. So at least this transition can function. But yeah, the transition overall just needs help. And that is something that I don't think is watchable, to be completely honest. It's just going to be me moving things around and fiddling with keyframes quite a bit. So, I know. My head is in the clouds. Yes. All right. I'm gonna play it back. It's not at full speed right now. Definitely ran into some complications this time around, but it's one of the things with, I guess, working in After Effects in the 3D kind of space is some people do kind of advocate more or just recommend more like working in 2D but just trying to make it look 3D if you're going for that. So like just using scale to try to create the 3D effect, and you have a little more control over it that way. Whereas right now I'm using the little like digital, kind of fake camera, and I'm using the Z space right now, and like I think that is giving me a little bit of a headache. So I would believe it. Yeah. I imagine that 3D space adds some processing, requirements. Adobe Bros. Yes. Please. But yeah, I mean, the bones are here. It just needs some finesse. So I'll be doing that on my own time. I'll try to get this done probably over the weekend, and yeah, we'll send out a video for people to vote on who they want to win, because that's how this functions, is people vote on which character they want to win. So we will get that out there very soon. Thanks to everyone who tuned in. Thanks Todd, thanks Katie, thanks Jess. Bless you all. Yeah, I did add some dust. It was kind of fun. It is there. Could again, needs a little timing. But yeah. This is a weird one. It's definitely different than a few of the others in that it just like needs some of those like transitions for the shot to work. So we're gonna get there. I'll kind of fudge with it, and yeah, will be fun. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I'm gonna mess with this on my own time a little more and hopefully make something cool out of it. So I know it was kind of a weird one with troubleshooting, but appreciate everyone who tuned in and gave some support, so super appreciate it. Thank you guys. Have a great weekend. We'll catch you very soon. Oh, thank you all. I know, I have faith I can do it. It again is just going to be some trial and error, and I'm bad at trial and error when I'm on broadcast. So yeah, thanks everyone for bearing with me. But yeah, we got some same old schedule coming up. Happy Canadian Thanksgiving. Peace, everyone. Take care.